Hey guys, welcome to the year end. Had a decent year, not a whole lot of time for hunting though, so hopefully next year I can pound those cellar holes a little harder. So this video I'm going to include basically just my top 5 relic finds. They're not going to be like all the absolute best relics that I've dug so far in 2015. But I will include some of the more interesting ones, I guess. So again, they're not like blow your head off kind of relics. You're not going to see any plates or anything like that. I do have some musket parts, but musket parts are musket parts. They're cool, but they're not kind of oddball. So that's what I'm going to include today. It's just the eyeball ones. Then throughout the next few weeks, I'm going to include top silvers, top eyeball, and top copper tokens. So anyway, let's get on with the video. We'll see you in a minute. So here we are at the first one. Lighting in here is pretty bad, so I'm going to use a flashlight. So what we're looking at, what I thought was something that would hang over a door, is not exactly that, which made it to number 5 for one of my better relics of the year. Doesn't have the colonial age to it. It is Victorian, so it's probably like late 1800s. But what this is an award given to a specific horse for equestrian competition. And the hook that's up at the top would actually form a loop and hook onto the horse saddle as a horse tack. And the horse would display all their winning medals. So anyway, that one there is pretty cool. I'll include a picture of exactly what it looked like back in its heyday. So let's move on to the next one. So the next one isn't anything really spectacular. It's just a crotal bell, and it's a tomback crotal bell. It's a nice design on it. Still rings. So, although it's nothing major, it's still my first crotal bell, so I really like it. And I'll see you on number 3 we're going to. I actually have 6 here because I wasn't going to include this, but as it's my first crotal bell, I think I will. So let's not count that one. Let's go to number 4 now. Okay, here's number 4. Some might look at it and say I have no idea what that is, which is pretty much the exact thing that I did. I have no idea what that is. Until, however, I dug a bunch of loops, just brass loops, out of the same hole. Then I thought, man, that must be a chain or a pendant. Then I got thinking, no, it's not. I've seen this somewhere before. This is actually a cloak clasp, Victorian era. It was bent in half. I did bend it back. It didn't do too much damage to it, but it definitely made it a little bit more identifiable. So anyway, that's a Victorian era cloak clasp, and I'll include a picture. Let's see what number 3 is. Number 3. Just a spoon. But it's an intact pewter spoon. They don't come out intact very often. The only issue with it is the big crack there in the middle. Other than that, I mean, it's complete. I'll flip it over and you can see that it's a rat tail, what they call a rat tail design. So that's colonial era. That spoon survived pretty darn well, really. for it being, you know, well over 200 years old. All right, on to number 2. Number 2. Looks like a pair of scissors, but it's not. Move the light over onto this side. You can see that it's got a box on the side. I have seen a couple other of these dug and posted on the forums. What they are is, you can see, actually this might help you a little bit, and it is marked with a number 2. This might help you. What it is a candle wick trimmer snuffer. So you snuff your candle out and trim your wick. That would actually trim the wick and drop it into that box. So your hot wick would stay in there. Then when it's full, you just dump it out. Researched the marks. There is another mark on it as well. And researched the marks, and that is early 1800s. So I'll just move on to what I believe is my number 1. And if you've watched my videos, you could probably guess that I was going to pick this, just because it's so neat. It probably won't focus very well. Okay. It is a silver thimble, and right down here, let's see if I'll focus on that part, there's initials. So the initials of the original loyalist, actually the wife of the original loyalist who owned that grant. So we're talking 1780s, roughly. And also when you look at it, it's got teeth marks. So there's a pretty good chance that that was used as like a pain distraction, where you would bite down on it during childbirth, setting fractures, stuff like that. So to me, that's number 1. It doesn't get any more personal than that. Her initials and the teeth marks. So that's the relics. In about a week, I'll put out, let's do copper coins. So we'll do copper coins tokens for next week. So we'll see you then, folks. Take care, and if you're still swinging, happy hunting.